All right, so the first thing to talk about for the lasso is there's actually 3 types of lasso that I want to talk about, okay? It's not just all one lasso. There's a half lasso where I basically bring my heel on the inside of the armpit, like this, toes on the outside, here like this. There is a shallow lasso where I tend to almost hook the back of, like my toes are hooking the back of the tricep and my knees flared out like this. Right? And then there's a deep lasso where I almost try to hook the back of his scapula, okay, and start to pull through here. Okay, so what's the difference when we're going to use each of these? Okay, a shallow lasso tends to be useful, one, just as an early retention option. Okay, so like someone starts to pass, often we'll just put like a shallow lasso here. Okay, so it's good for kind of blocking. It's the easiest one to get, so it's often the one we use first and we're starting to get in a bad position. Okay, it's also excellent to use if we want to transition to other guards. Once my foot's threaded through, it can be a process. He might even lock his elbow and make it hard to take my foot out. So sometimes when you thread your leg deeper to a shallow or deep lasso, you're almost stuck playing this game sometimes as well. Whereas, so if I wanted to take my leg out here, that's difficult, but from a half lasso, if I want, I can start changing grips into other guards here like this. I can go into spider guard, collar sleeve and so on. So if we want to mix this with other styles, we'll be looking at getting our lasso a bit shallower. Into a half lasso. The shallow lasso tends to be good at allowing my knee can start to generate some lateral force. Okay, so we can use this for omoplatas as well, but often with this shallow lasso, if I want to sweep to the side, if I want to generate force this way, you can see my knee can open up and I get good ability to sweep rich over. Okay, that is more difficult when we use a deep lasso. You can see because my knee's now more connected, more further through, I can't generate as much rotational force. Okay, so often if we're thinking about setting up a sweep, we're going shallow lasso. That can be the case for omoplatas too. You can still use this for setting up an omoplata. When we go deep lasso, we're thinking about now we're a bit more attached, so we are thinking more about omoplata again, and we can use this to control posture well by kind of hooking his back and hipping out. We'll talk about this, but I can start breaking his posture. I can also pull him forward with this, which again we'll talk about further. But often when we go deep for the lasso, we're again looking to think of omoplatas, less about sweeps. This deep lasso is good mostly if I can be on my left side, if I feel like I can actually get on my left side. If he starts getting me on my right side, I tend to retreat back to a shallow lasso. This gives me more of like a knee shield block to stop his advance. Being deep here does risk me getting squashed.